Okay, hear me out on this one. Not only do I think giving this one character the Kaioken technique would make it the strongest in the verse, but on top of that, I think it would just make it be able to infinitely grow in power if given too much time to use the technique. And this is assuming the character would be coherent enough to at least activate it at least once, because once it activates it once, it will adapt. Now, thanks to that last word, I think you all know where I'm going with this. If the entity Maharaga were to be able to use and properly utilize the Kaioken technique, it could, in theory, become one of the strongest characters, not just in JJK, which it would easily solo with this technique, but likely one of the most difficult to deal with characters in anime. Because, due to the strain of Kaioken, that's considered something that would be harming it, and it would be able to slowly adapt to it. And it would just be able to continuously grow higher and higher in levels as its body would be rapidly adapting to the strain the Kaioken's putting on its body. And we know it's going to be able to handle a lot of strain outright because of its potent healing factor. It literally walked through Sukuna's domain expansion and was out healing the slashes. So, muscle tearing and all that stuff that the Kaioken puts on the body is nowhere near as harsh of a punishment Maharaga's already dealt with in his own series. And not to mention the fact, Maharaga is already one of the strongest characters in its own verse already, and even some of the most powerful characters in the verse have to take it seriously, or else it will adapt too quickly and take them out. So, even in its own verse, the top tiers have to actually wipe it out in a single powerful attack, or bombard it with multiple different attacks to basically outmatch the adaptation faster than it can adapt. And keep in mind, as it adapts to the Kaioken and grows stronger, it's going to be able to handle much more powerful things attacking it, whether it be in its own universe or others. And since it's going to be rapidly adapting and therefore rapidly increasing its Kaioken multiplier, which is a linear stat increase, it would be able to grow many times stronger just during the course of a battle, just from its own technique, let alone adapting to the techniques of any opponent it's up against. It's basically an endless loop of a self fulfilling adaptation. Every time its body starts taking too much damage from the Kaioken technique, it'll just adapt to that. And anytime a technique from another opponent is too strong for it to handle at that point, not only is it going to adapt to grow stronger with Kaioken and its own body, but it's also going to slowly adapt to whatever was just used against it, making it just endlessly adapt and grow more powerful in every single regard.